All right, guys, we're back with another episode of the Everyday Podcast, and we have a full house today. We have a full house. I have all 4 microphones set up, and we are recording outside. Good thing y'all can't hear, but we have a fireplace. We got wine. We got the atmosphere. It's great, but nonetheless, I'm gonna let the 3 guests I have on the podcast introduce themselves.
Okay, I'm Taylor Roselli. And do we say what we do?
The realtor. Yes.
The real estate agent on the podcast. Yeah, that's me.
All right, who else wants to?
I am Alana. I am a dog wedding attendant service.
Nice.
We help couples include their dogs into their wedding days.
I am Mariah. I don't even know where to begin with what I do.
That's the best question.
She's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's everything. I can do anything and everything. Fine tuning for a better quality of life. But I'm the proud owner of the Modern Orchid and also Orchid and Olive.
Nice. Well, nonetheless, to say this is a table full of entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, and we're just gonna sit down and yap with y'all what it's like to chase after a dream, and the ugly, the great, the highs, the lows, what people don't talk about who are chasing a dream, and go out there making it seem like it's so easy when it's not. And we're gonna talk about it all. And before we started recording, I was talking about how I wanted to rebrand the podcast because I'm 28. I started this podcast called the Everyday Podcast when I was I started when I was like 24. I think 20. That's crazy. Is
that a cat?
Oh my God. Good thing we can't hear it on the podcast, but an animal is dying over there. But I started this podcast, I think in like 2023. What did you say?
Nothing. I don't know what just happened. Something's dying
Something
over there.
is dying over there severely.
Amen.
Hey, you know what? Hey, rest in peace.
Alive and kicking.
Alive and well. But I started this podcast in 2023. Or the end of 2023, I started this podcast as a place to talk about men's mental health and promote just being able to have a safe space to talk. And thankfully, I'm no longer in that place anymore. And I just feel like the Everyday Podcast was the place that started me, but it's no longer the place that I reside in anymore. And I feel like, I went from like a little boy starting this podcast off a dream, and like I'm 28 now, and I'm like, we need to rebrand. But as of right now, it's still the Everyday Podcast. But going forward in the future, there will be a rebranding, okay? So for the followers who've been following me, there will be a rebranding coming soon.
Okay, I'm going to pitch in on this because I love a good rebrand.
Yeah.
I have...
Just so y'all know, y'all can all weigh in at any time. You don't have to be told to talk.
Totally.
Y'all
I
could
figured
just
I would
talk.
just wave my hand that way.
No,
we didn't,
not at all. This is not
Mariah's
one of those
entering the
podcast
chat.
platforms. We all will
I'm
just
here.
know that when
I'm here.
someone enters the chat, that we'll just let the person talk,
Love that.
Yeah.
I think rebrand as many times as you need. I did so many different businesses throughout my life.
Yeah.
Like an ADHD hobby hopper. I did everything.
Yeah.
And when I was packing to move, I found like a box of like RIP the businesses that I ran. My plant
Dang.
business during COVID, the couple different names that I did until I got to the Modern Orchid. And
You were
like,
making cups at one time, like the
I
3D
still do.
printed.
I still do.
That's awesome.
I engrave cups, but
Yeah.
like very low key on the
Yeah.
side. They're more gifts that I give to people. But I can do everything, and I've just learned that over the years, when you try to do too much, your quality goes down, and
It
your
does.
quality of life goes down.
Yeah.
And
You're trying to wear too
although-
many hats.
You're trying to wear too many hats. And although I am going to get my website redone by tomorrow morning to celebrate my 5th year in business.
It might be 3 a.m., but you'll get it done.
No, it's always it's always 3 a.m. I enjoy that I get to like sit here with you guys
Yeah.
and chat, and it's
Yeah.
nice to like know that I can do both.
Yeah.
So rebrand as many times as you need. Who cares what anyone else says, because everyone has a damn opinion.
They do.
yeah.
Everyone has a dang opinion.
Find what fits you and
Yeah.
change as many times as you want, and change directions, because in doing that, you'll find what you love, and you'll find what keeps you going. And sometimes I think you need to get off the train that you're on to realize that you're on the right train. Like
Yeah.
you need to try something else to be like,
Yeah.
nope, not for me.
Yeah.
And
Oh
kinda
my
jump
God, that
back.
blends in so well with like the whole reasoning of why I even moved back home
Yeah.
from Florida. So for the ones who follow me and know I lived in Florida, I moved to Florida to go chase after a dream to do photography for Disney when I went in October, and I quickly found out that wasn't for me, and that door was not a door that was no longer open, and I didn't like it. And I liked photographing by myself and going into the parks and with my camera at my own free will. And I didn't like feeling like a slave, just wearing a costume and just feeling like a robot, doing the same spiel like every single day. And I left and came back home because I'm like,
No
what?
creativity in that.
No, there's no creativity. I felt like my creativity was still based off of a script. I felt like my creativity was not what I wanted it to be. And if I tried to add my own little flair to it, it was too much, because it's like I have to do that for everyone. And which is not a problem, but like if y'all have all been to Disney, y'all know the lines generate so fast. And if I'm doing creative shots and putting my own personal flair on it for one guest, everyone's gonna want it. And people will see from a distance what I'm doing and be like, oh my God, that person in front of me is not doing that. Let me go to him. And then you look back and you got a whole line of people. And then you just feel like you're just, once again, on a script. And I will say this once again, the Walt Disney Company, great for anyone who aspires to have a career with Disney. I always dreamt of having a career with Disney, but then realized that just wasn't the career path for me anymore. So I will never discredit the things that I learned from working for Disney. I wouldn't be in this place now if I didn't go this last time to move, and we wouldn't be sitting here at this table. So things happen for a reason.
Let's throw around one regret in our business, or one regret in our journey that we've had.
Confidence. Not having the confidence to me knowing who I was internally and not letting that shine on the outside. Because when I'm in a room by myself, I have all the greatest like ideas, all the greatest like confidence on the planet when I'm in my room. But when I step out in public, it's like, ooh, no, we're going to wait on that. Cause like, you just don't think you're ready for those kind of things. I see you were ready to talk, and I'm like, you could just talk and I'll shut up. I'll shut up.
You're good.
You know,
I would say one regret that I had is not balancing work and life.
that's a
I feel like as business owners, we put so much into our business because they are our babies, and we want them to blossom and be bigger and better every single day. We're always looking for like the next way to excel our business and like become that business that we've always dreamed of being. But life also goes on, and we miss out on like birthday parties and family gatherings and late nights of talking until 3 a.m, no sleep, not eating. And I just feel like if I could go back, I would give myself more time, like just to be a person still and not just a business owner, because I am still a person.
Yeah.
I love that. I've honestly, this is the first time I'm saying this. Like when this gets posted, this is a big deal for me, but I am.
We love that.
It's scary for me to say this actually, is like I'm taking Sundays off. Like after 10 years, like, and not to say that if someone, like, I will have someone else show them a house. Yeah. But like for my sanity, for me to show up on Monday morning when everything's crazy, I need a day.
A day.
Like that's it.
Sunday's a great day. It's like become one of my favorite days. I just reset the house. That's something I've never done before, and it does so much good for your mental health when you just like take time for yourself.
It does.
For sure.
I think that's another great thing when you're chasing after a dream that people don't understand is like there's no time off.
None.
You know? And I'm, just scratching the surface on exploding and taking off like in my business and me growing my business and everything. But even before the preparation to take off in a business, like there's still no time off. You're trying to network. You're trying to like. I'm looking at my Instagram 10,000 times for how I can make I make my videos better.
Like
if
you are sitting on the couch enjoying
God
yourself.
God forbid. You're like,
I have
what could I be doing?
There's stuff I could do.
I could be at the gym. I could be posting. I could be creating content.
You can't turn it off.
And I feel like you're letting down your business.
Yeah.
The worst is when you're like, I don't know. I guess I'll just say Taylor is like an example because Taylor was my bride last year. But like when you have someone on social media that is also a client, and then I'm like posting me doing something fun, and I'm like feeling guilty. I'm like,
oh my god,
no, not you specifically, just because you're right here. I had one of my like friend clients earlier that was like, hey, I told her it would be like a little bit for her.
Mariah, can you aim your?
Am I not?
Yeah, there you go. Now,
okay, is it better?
Yeah, now we're good. Now we're cracking.
She's like, hey, I know that you want to get a vision board. Like, no rush. Here's some extra pictures. And I just felt so guilty. I was like, hey, honestly, because I knew we were gonna post something. I'm like, hey, honestly, like, we're trying to finish a website by 3. We're filming a podcast. Like, it's on my list. You'll have it like morning, afternoonish. But it is guilty, and I feel like I haven't fully, utilize my social media for what it is because I'm afraid of like the guilt or what people will say. And I was looking the other day, and social media has been something I've struggled with, but when I do it, like the clients come and the business comes, and it's like a little effort. Like the stupid videos that you don't think will go.
Are
they
the
like
ones that go off.
Can we talk about how social media is a full-time job in itself?
Social media is 100% a full-time job.
I did not sign up to be a content creator,
right? Social media manager, all of it.
Like,
even provide great service.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, for real.
Even though I live for social media, I live for like creating the content and posting the content and sitting in the editing process on the computer. Like we talked about having conversations till 3 a.m. I promise you, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna plug this into the computer, and the podcast episode will be uploaded to Spotify before I go to bed, because I can't go. I'm excited and I can't go to sleep without. And then I will send y'all all a text message being like, it's uploaded to Spotify. Like I can't, because I'm just like, why? If I'm gonna lay on my bed and doom scroll on my phone, why not just get it uploaded before I go to sleep?
It's hard to tell yourself that.
It is, but it's like, why? I could do that, which takes like maybe 30 minutes to do all that, versus doom scrolling for like 2 hours on my. I am the king of doom scrolling.
You're the worst. She's like, we have to work tonight, right? And I'm like, okay. And then I come over, and her laptop's out. She's on her phone.
Scrolling.
I'm thinking she's looking at something like that she needs,
Nope.
like her Pinterest boards.
Never.
No, she's doom scrolling.
Never something
like,
that they need.
Are you TikToking right now? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, get off of your phone.
It's like a sick addiction.
It's a sick dopamine.
Like I'll be holding it in one hand and I'll be scrolling and I'm still doing something, and it's disgusting and I don't need it. And I'm trying to figure out, and I feel like I wanted to start like with my house and the chores. Chris, you weren't here earlier while you were grabbing stuff, but I was telling them that like, you know, this house I'm trying to like, you know,
make it your own.
Yeah, she showed up a little bit early today, and like in my old house, I'd be like cleaning until the time someone got there to like think that it was presentable, but really I just had like a couple things to do, and she walked in, and I was like, oh, it looks fucking great in here.
It's amazing.
And that's not something I did before, but when I like make a mess and I like look at it, I'll tell myself and be like, fucking clean that up. Like I'll talk to myself, because I'm the only one standing in the way of me cleaning the dishes. I'm the only one standing in the way of me posting on social media. But like, how do you break those habits? Like, that's not something that you're like.
Social media contact.
You do. You have to at some point. You have to have someone.
That I would say, to get back to your question of like our regrets in business is not including other people sooner.
Yes.
Like
building your team and relying on other businesses that are meant to help your business.
Yes.
Because I feel like I felt guilty doing that too, because I'm like, well, I could just do it. I could just do it.
But then if you're just doing everything, that's where the burnout happens. And that's where you get exhausted. That's where I was.
Yeah, like burnt out in business is real.
My team and I, like, because they have a specific like what they're doing and I have a specific what they're doing, I grew because they offloaded some of the stuff I needed to do, but I'm doing better work now. Like I'm a better, I don't have this like, oh my God, I have so much paperwork to do. Like I have somebody that's doing that for me.
We talked about that before the podcast. We talked about how having a team allows you to not only be a better person, right, for that work-life balance, but it also allows you to be a better business owner and a better business overall, because those tasks like going through your email, right, or answering quick questions for your clients, things that other people are capable of doing, it allows you to have your creativity and your mind be used where it needs to be, which is building the business in other areas. And
I
that's hard though, trusting somebody.
That's true. And I had to systematize everything so that it would run smoothly and that I wouldn't feel guilty and have it be
having somebody understand your process. Like because everyone's brain works different.
Very
and you were
much
saying
so.
I'm an Excel whore, and like having to explain, can I say that?
I mean, you know what? Say it. Say it. Show it. Pop off.
I am an Excel
Pop off. Say it.
And I have an Excel sheet for everything. And I do. No shame. So when I brought on an admin, having to explain to her my color coordination, all my different tabs, why something is the way it is, and like why you can't change it, right? And teaching that process to her, trusting her with that process, and then trying to get out of the habit of double checking her work, right? Because like, then what is the point of having her do it if I'm going back and doing it? That was a huge hurdle for me. But now being able to take all of that off of my plate and putting it onto somebody else who is fully capable, 100%, has opened so many extra doors on my business of like, rebranding on my website, reaching out to clients, going to networking events, being here, talking to you guys.
Literally.
Like, shout out to Julia.
Yeah, mine is Kimberly. I literally showed you Kimberly's text message before you showed up to be like, all of the postcards are sent out or are labeled. Your whole Instagram highlights are completely redone. It's done. Anything else you want me to do? I'm like, I love you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's a godsend. Thank you.
Can I borrow her, please?
Listen, we can share.
I need some help.
Every business should have an admin. You should immediately find somebody that you can trust to be on the journey.
Yeah.
And you know, that also comes to community over competition. Like not being afraid to like share your business and your mindset and your creativity with other people like you, because your business only flourishes if you're standing in the rooms that you were once afraid to be in and you're presenting yourself and sharing your ideas, because people hire you for you. They don't hire you because you're like I don't want to be the only person that is a dog wedding attendant service. I want people to hire Wags of Love because they know that I'm the crazy dog lady and I'm going to love their dog like the universe is ending. And I want them to hire me for me. I don't want them to hire me just because, oh, well, she's the only person that does that.
Well, and that's something to go back to what you were saying about like rebranding. I was going to chime in when you were talking about that. Nobody cares. They just like you. They don't care what your name is. They don't care. Like truly.
So truly.
They don't care about any of the little things that we put our heart and soul into. They just care how you make them feel. And that's it. Like, and if that, and they're going to get that from you, not from your name, not from your website, not from
People
anything.
by emotion.
Yeah. They just how you are presenting to the world is essentially what it is. Which is the hardest. I say that.
Oh
and
my
it's
God,
so
that's
hard.
so hard to like come to that realization for, but it's the truth. Yeah, it's the truth. Because I've been having this rebranding idea in my mind for a very long time now with the podcast and stuff, and I still haven't like came up with a good name that I would like to switch to. So hence why I haven't really been recording for the Everyday Podcast, and I moved to Florida and I made a Disney podcast called Around the Hub. And it was amazing. And then, which I'm still going to be keeping, because whenever I travel back to Florida to go to Disney to visit, I have people who are going to come on episodes and everything, which will be like my fun, which will be a fun thing for when I go to Disney. That's like my intentional thing to have people come on to the podcast.
It's fun. It's not something you're doing every day.
I'm not doing it every single day. I'm not trying to grow that podcast like space like as big as I want this one to be. But if it does, you know what? Who cares? That's not for me to decide. But as of right now, it's just like something really nice. And there's a lot of people in the Disney space who like to talk about stuff that don't have a necessary like a platform to talk about it on. So it's like it'd be fun to to do that. But that's why I created that podcast, because I was like, this one is kind of. We're gonna let this one sit, but this I could talk about. I could yap about Disney all day. Oh my God, I have a freaking Mickey Mouse tattoo. I could yap about Disney all day. I grew up going to the parks as a child. That will never change.
Is it bad to say that I've never been to Disney
never been to
World?
Disney either. Never. Never ever.
You should see his face.
Oh my God. My heart.
I know we're all sitting here.
My
we're
heart,
really excited.
like,
We're like, yes.
My heart. We are
I'm
planning a
like,
trip
I'm
to
jealous.
Disney.
Like, what?
We are planning a trip to Disney ASAP.
Just to go to Disney.
Literally, I will bring the equipment. I've packed it up and brought it before. We are planning. We are for real. We are going to Disney. That is a crime. That is a crime. I always tell people like in the night, like I know.
Blame my dad.
I tell people.
Growing up, my dad's like, we're gonna go, and then he'd magically have this like big work like.
That's crazy.
He'd have this big project. He's like, oh, we can't go this year.
I went to the California one. So
you went to Disneyland.
I've
never been. I'm going because my sister lives in My sister lives in Los Angeles. My sister lives out in Los Angeles, so I'm gonna go when I go to visit her. So this is my like delusional plan that I'm gonna start doing now, since I have my new schedule for work. That I work Monday, Tuesdays, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then I'm off Wednesday, Thursdays, and I don't go back into work until 2 p.m. on Friday evenings. So my delusional thing is I'm gonna clock out of work on a random Tuesday. I'm gonna buy a plane ticket, head straight to the airport, go see my sister, and go to Disneyland for a day. Have a whole another day to just like chill and do whatever, and then fly back home either late Thursday night or early Friday morning, and just sleep the 4 hours on the plane and go straight to work, and then go to work at 2 p.m.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
And I'm like, that's because I'm like that way I don't have to take. That way I don't have to take time off of work. I'm still building PTO and I'm using my days off.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah, there you go.
Because I told her today, I was like, you're coming to visit in May, but when you leave to go back home, I'm booking my flight so we can come out there and go out to...
Sometimes tickets are really cheap.
No, they are. I've looked at tickets and they're no more than like... I found one for $200 for a round trip. I know.
I decided after going, so I went to LA for New Year's Eve Oh my God, best trip of my life. Best way to like start the year is like not being here.
Okay,
and that
so
sounds
like
so I'm going somewhere every single year.
So Aspen?
Yeah.
So
are we
Mo,
gonna
coming to you.
Mo? Show us the mountains. Let's snowboard. Like let's do all the
I'll be in like
things.
the lodge, you know, at the bottom,
Yeah,
like waving at all
yeah.
of
She'll
you.
be like the mom. She's the mom at the bottom. Like
Some
I'm
hot
not doing
cocoa.
that, but I'll be
I will
waiting
be
for you.
I will not be.
I'll be in a snowball going down the hill.
Taylor's just tumbling down the hill. Like I got insurance.
Can we talk about that too? Like
Right.
being
Yes.
a business owner.
Oh
Yes.
man,
You don't get insurance. You don't get all the like benefits
That
like
come
a
with a
normal
business,
job
yeah.
comes with.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed pay.
No.
Like you are working for every single penny.
That's
I know that's not resembling for a husband. So truly.
So wait, is this now like a dating?
Oh my God.
Look at her.
Listen, I got mine.
Me too.
I'm the only eligible single person at this table.
Hey.
Like, hi.
It's been a rough ride.
It's been a rough ride too.
You don't have insurance. You wouldn't solve my problem. I need like a blue collar.
Who's to say I don't have insurance? I have a 9-to-5 job. I got insurance.
Yeah, we have 9 to 5.
We got 9-to-5 jobs over
No,
here,
the goal is
okay?
to quit the 9 to 5.
Well, you know, you gotta find the
that's
one,
the reason I
you
wanna-
know.
It's like
Let
just put
let
that on
the-
your
let
just put that
the-
on your hinge. Do you have insurance?
It's on there.
Let the business get a little bit higher, and then you don't have to work, okay? And then we'll just like,
When
you
I'm
know.
matched, the job's critical. The job is critical.
Everyone's goal is to quit the 9 to 5.
That's what I'm saying. Who doesn't wanna,
everyone wants
like-
to just work for themselves? But
Exactly.
the reality is,
Not
is
everyone.
that
No.
those unknowns are scary.
They are scary.
And it is so hard because once you take that leap,
There's like,
how do
there's
you go
no
back?
going back.
How do you go back?
You can't. You have the
that'd be admitting
freedom.
failure,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna be like, no, I'm not a failure. This has to work. I have to make this work. Oh,
You could pull it towards you if you're gonna
I
lean back.
definitely
and stuff.
have gone like back and forth. So, like when things got hard, like you get hard, and then you're like, I'm gonna like hop into this. Like
You reached out to me and you were like,
Help.
hey, because I work in the event, so fluid. She's like, hey,
Yeah.
do you have like shifts or something? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, totally.
it's been, it was. I mean, it has not been a linear process at all. That's another thing. But like then you kind of think about it, and I'm like 100% full time real estate right now.
Which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yay,
Which is
congrats.
amazing.
Our best
Exactly.
dreams.
But it was like the way that I was thinking about it, like the opportunity costs, and for like real estate, it's more like doing the like boots on the ground work, kind of like making your calls, like doing the events,
Doing
and
your
then
lead
it's-
calls, reaching out to people
the follow up,
and-
the stuff that is
Showing up.
really hard.
Yeah.
And it's like the opportunity cost for me to do that and show up in my business versus like clocking in, like it's not even it's a no brainer for me. Like
But you have to have so much self motivation.
You do. You
Like
do.
it's so easy to be like, I'm my own boss. I can sit around until
You-
2 p.m. and do nothing.
Yeah.
But then it's like again that guilt feeling of like I sit on the couch for like 2 hours and I watch like my favorite show just to like decompress my brain and be able to shut it off. But then it's like, wow, look at all the emails I could have answered, or I could have been working on my website, or I could have been working on this Canva project that's been sitting there
and
in
then
the drafts
sometimes
for
you're
an
just
hour.
so overwhelmed.
Huh.
You're so overwhelmed, and then you're like, I don't want to do any of it.
That was
Start.
that.
Rolling.
Not start.
How about
Yeah,
let's
that's
just
my
go
I don't
answer.
start it.
back.
I don't actually have to address
Yes.
the fact that
Yeah.
it's sitting there.
Uh-huh.
I think that like you have to be your own boss. Hold on. I thought the like the burp, carbonation burp was gonna come up. I was like, no.
I was like, are you gonna
Oh,
whisper
there it goes.
something to
Came
me
out.
right now? Like,
I know.
what's the tea?
I'm like, I'm professing all my dark secrets to you right now. Like the other side of the table can never know. I leave. Taylor calls Mariah like, "Hey, Mariah, Chris told me this."
That
I'm
was
like,
wild.
for me, I think you have to see the vision so deeply to where like you lose sleep. It keeps you
Yep.
up at night.
Yeah.
I lose.
You dream about it. What do you mean you lose sleep? You dream about
you dream about it while
dream? I don't dream
I'm. That's
You sleep? Just
you
I know, I don't
sleep.
really
No, I
sleep.
don't.
Are you a
but
vampire where
I
you
have
just sit
wicked
up and
dreams. I usually have
you know?
nightmares about what could go wrong with my
Right.
business, and then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, that cannot happen. I
know-
have to put something in place so
Yeah.
that does not happen.
I'm not gonna lie, your transaction kept me up at night.
Oh God.
It kept
Like
me at night.
you're, I know that, like, and I normally don't have
I'll
that.
talk about when you
I
sold
was-
her house.
Yes,
Yeah.
It was such a process.
it was such like I felt like I was threading the needle or whatever that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
saying
Yeah,
is
threading
of
the
like
needle,
the
yep.
fact that I like. It's all about who you know too.
Yeah.
Oh my
it
gosh.
is.
I knew both agents on either side of her transaction, which is the only reason I was like, oh, okay. we can do this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think and I'll tell people, who did I tell? I went to, so this morning, I'll be so vulnerable. Like this morning, I had a very rough morning. So the fact that like this even happened today, like I wasn't going to cancel, but like I just might not have been in a very like bubbly, open, conversational state of mind like today if I didn't do the things that happened this morning. So this morning I went to go meet with my pastor because we went to go connect. She took me out to breakfast, which was amazing. I didn't even think she was. I didn't even. It didn't even. That's so amazing. I didn't even expect her to pay, and then she's like, "This is all me," and I was like, "I love you. Thank you so much." Like, and we went to Brunch Factory in Lincolnshire, right across from the Woodmans. It's so good. We have to go. Okay. It was fantastic. It was the best skillet I've ever had, and it was the most amazing pancakes. It was better than Wildberry.
I'm so amazed she went to breakfast.
And those are fighting words.
Yeah, no, and I love Wildberry. I grew up going to Wildberry all throughout high school. Like I love Wildberry. It was better than Wildberry. I would rather go there than go to Wildberry's ever again.
It's like down the street, right? It's like on the same road.
It's on the same road, but it's farther. They're probably like 15, 20 minutes apart. Okay. Because one's at the very beginning of Milwaukee, and then this one is like at the end. You pass the mall and everything and stuff, and you're passing by that mini golf place and everything. Okay. It's if you know where the Woodmans is at, it's literally restaurant, Woodman's across the street. But so I woke up this morning because like I've been even though I just moved back home and it's the decision I felt like I was supposed to make, it still was very hard to make that decision because it was like you've chased after something you've wanted your whole entire life, which is I've always wanted to live in Florida since I was in high school. I'm like, I'm gonna graduate high school, I'm gonna go move to Florida, and then I want to work for Disney. That was a childhood dream, like of me, like going to the parks as a kid and be like, one day I will come here and I won't have to leave and I'll work for the company. And to get there, as many times as I've gone, I've done the college program twice, and then to move there permanently and for it to not work out and for you to make the decision to have to be like, you know what, this is no longer serving me. I'm going to go back home. Like that is a shitty feeling. Like it hurts. Like that is pain. And like I moved back home and only had 2 days before I had to start back at work. So I gave my body, my brain, my soul, my heart no time to process the fact that I was even back home and had to get reacclimated, and I had no choice but to like roll with the punches. And I was like, emotional walls. I'm not talking about people like, oh, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing fine. We're not talking about it. And then today on my way to breakfast, when I tell you bawled my eyes out for like cried, like cried. It was such a release because it was like releasing the fact that I gave myself like it's okay. Like you're fine. It's okay. It hurt. Like, but we're here and look at all the great stuff that you're going to do like in the months to come because you made that decision. And like, it's okay to grieve a life you thought was meant for you, but it no longer is. And it's okay to be sad about that. When I tell you cry, like my neck, my shirt collar was like wet. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my God, just tears. Like it was bad. And then and then like I was sitting with my pastor and I was telling her everything, and then she just was like confirming everything for me. It was a great moment this morning. And then I called my auntie. She lives in Virginia, and I haven't talked to her since I've been back home. And I didn't even tell her I was moving back home because I didn't tell a lot of people that I made the decision to move back home because I was like, I don't have it in me to tell anybody. And it was hard for me to tell people.
You don't know anyone that.
And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt for the point, I felt like when I was in Florida for the first time in my life, I was like, friends and all, I'm like, I don't owe y'all anything to tell y'all that I'm making the decision to move back home. When I tell y'all is when I tell y'all. And if you find out 2 days before I hit the road, guess what? That's when you find out.
If you find out after I've been back for 3 months,
that's what I'm saying. If you find
time with you,
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a reason for that.
I know we went to high school together. Did you ever read The Alchemist?
Yes.
Do you know how it's like he travels the whole universe and he like finds a treasure that he was like starting at? I feel like that's you right now.
No, yeah, that literally like that's. I feel like everything has led up to like this point where it's like now I'm starting. Like it's starting now. I have the confidence. I have the vision where I know exactly what I want to do with my life, exactly the kind of photography I want to take, and like there's just. I'm locked in, and like, but none of that would have happened if I did not.
Oh, it's divine timing, 100%.
It is. None of that would have happened.
Every time something like happens or spills, I just like laugh because I'm like, haha. If I was like 5 minutes earlier, like
you don't know what have
like,
exactly.
Everything happens for a reason.
It does.
And you just have to go with that. And when things like don't, like I always joke, like because I do like obviously a lot of long days. Like when I'm dropping things, like the day's over. That's what I say. Like if I'm designing florals like really late. and I'm dropping stuff, it's done.
Yeah.
We can sleep, we can wake up at 5 a.m., we can start, but like you have to know
you're not giving your best version of yourself at that time.
Yeah.
Waiter.
Oh, yeah. We're about to
No,
put-
Taylor
Okay,
needs to
so
get
can
her
we
refill
talk?
first before I get mine because
I
Taylor
know that
didn't
you
get her
were crying
refill.
so hard that your shirt was wet.
I don't know
so
if
this was like,
we
I
might
don't
have
know,
to-
how long ago was this? Like 8
That's
months?
good.
I don't know. It was like at least a year ago. Mariah calls me, and this is real. This is like what real business ownership is like. She was so overwhelmed. She was crying on her way home from work.
Yeah.
Crying so bad that she
No.
crashed into a semi.
No, bitch.
Oh.
No, she told it wrong. She absolutely told it
You're
wrong.
like you left out so many pieces.
No, she left out so many pieces.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
So
Okay.
let's
Let me get the glass bottle just in case
Okay,
so it doesn't
tell
fall.
the story.
You're
Tell
right.
the story.
I did hit a semi
She did because she was crying
because I was crying. Correct.
Yeah.
so hard that she
I-
couldn't see.
That's
No,
so real.
actually,
That's
worst
so
day of my
real.
life. That was the worst day of my life.
Your vision
So-
starts to blur when you really start to cry
Yeah, dude.
heavily because you're so lightheaded and you're just really in the emotion.
I was so overwhelmed. It was 2024,
Oh.
and I was doing a wedding sample for
Yeah.
my biggest client, like my biggest top like dollar, and they wanted a sample. And I was like, I had it in my contract, like, oh, you have to hit above 10K because no one hit above 10K. They hit above 10K, and I forgot to take that out of my
Sheesh.
contract. They're like, oh, we want a sample. I'm like, oh my God, I've never fucking done a sample before.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 a.m. I wake up and I'm just like having like a rough day. I'm like, I don't know how I can do this. Like, this is crazy. I was going to Kennecott, Chicago, which is where I buy all my flowers. I was heading downtown to get there like right when they open so I get like the new stuff. And I was crying. I was turning in Gurnee and I hit a semi and I was just like, oh, great. This is like exactly.
This is
the semi step was
exactly.
like indented by like a quarter inch. Like,
And then
actually,
your car's like-
yeah, my car's like all fucked
Oh,
up.
messed up.
And he's like, oh, it's fine. Like, they sold the company actually. Like, they don't care about this damage. And I'm like, oh, great.
So then
Well,
who's
look
gonna-
at
That was like that was the good of the
That was the
situation.
good. You're right.
Right, because then
You're
you didn't have to
There's another
pay.
situation.
Your
Yeah.
insurance
The
didn't
blue
have to pay
cars?
for a semi
Was it the
truck
blue car?
repair.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the blue car.
Oh, I remember the blue
destroyed
car.
that. But let's also remember, I still had to go downtown and do a sample
Yeah.
at
After
someone's
that?
apartment in like the West Loop.
Dang.
So my car is like hanging on by a thread.
You're like, hey
I'm like
guys.
pulling into Kennecott. My bumper's like on the ground. And I like get the flowers
Making
and
it
I
out
do
the gutter for
sample.
real.
I
That's
I think that's like the bug catcher.
That's
right?
crazy.
oh yeah, the little zap. That means it's a big bug. That's a juice.
That's a
Golly.
We're hearing all the animals out here tonight.
Yeah.
So my car's like hanging on for dear life. I'm
Yeah.
driving through like the Gold Coast, like the nice
the
part
nice
of Chicago.
area of
Everyone's
Chicago,
like,
yeah,
"Ugh."
with all the
like-
fancy car dealerships.
Yeah, no. And I had to
Yeah.
walk. I had to like grab my flowers and like
Oh.
go into this apartment that like this complex I had to get like buzzed in, and I'm behind, so I'm like sweating profusely like in these people. I was like, do you like what I made? I went to your wedding, and it's gonna be so great. They're like, do you want water? I'm like, I'm fine. We're good. We're great.
I cried all my tears out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
But she just called me and she's like, I'm having the worst day. I just hit a semi. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, how'd you do that? And she's like, because I was crying. I was like, whoa, she probably like pulled off to the side of the road.
I
you
just saw me
know.
driving. I was
But
also
that's the reality. That's
I'm
the
also
reality.
the same person. Like, have you ever met someone who's like at the gas station, like yanked a gas pump off?
She's done that multiple times.
No, I've done that 3 times.
Oh,
You
multiple
pulled
times. I had
off while the
nightmares.
gas was still in your car,
Yes,
like the
multiple
pump.
times. Multiple times.
Mariah,
Mariah,
I
that's not
literally
good.
3
had
times.
nightmares and like
About
wake
that
up like
happening.
freaking out because
No, yeah,
that.
don't worry, it's fine. They don't really care. Yeah, especially if you go.
You're like they don't really care as much as you think they do.
Mariah has not gas there before and it's happened.
They see Mariah coming to the gas station, like, fuck.
She's got the pump and the like empty hook all attached to her
No,
car,
I
just
literally-
dragging down
I
the
literally
street.
walked it
Like
in one
gasoline
time.
just spewing out all over.
No,
like-
there's like a mechanism that like unlocks it. So like
Yeah.
it does it.
Yeah, I never knew that until now. The fact that like,
Yeah. So
I've
it's like a
literally-
mechanism that clicks off, but I like walked in and I'm like
Like,
holding it.
I was like-
And the guy like didn't speak any English. And I'm like, you're pumped. I'm gonna put it back. And the other time, another guy, I'm so sorry, didn't speak English. And I'm like trying to explain, he's like, do you need help? Do you want me to pump your gas? I'm like, no. I'm pumped. I'm good.
This
You,
is-
on the other hand, have an issue out there. He's like,
You
do you
might
need
need to
help?
go.
Me pump? I'm like, have a good night.
I'm gonna leave this here for
No,
you.
I lied.
Wait,
I
didn't
never
you
brought it in.
drive
Oh my
off with one of
gosh.
them too? Like,
No, I mean I returned every single one.
she has as an art piece on the wall. Like, this is the pump. Right. Make it into an art piece.
Oh, look at your creative.
It's like a trophy.
Make it into a hookup for the sink so you can like use it to like pour water and stuff.
My
And
God.
like
Trauma.
oh my God, make it into like a beer keg hookup where it's like this is like
in my car, and then I'm like, wait, did I put the gas pump back?
Oh
I
my
get back out
gosh.
of my car just to check. No, Mariah's in La La Land,
I am
doing whatever.
I have like a
drives
headphone in. I'm on a
off.
call. I'm doing something, and then I'm like, okay, I got my Red Bull, my Celsius, get in the car. Go. Click. Every time I'm like, God damn it.
How far do you get though?
But then I take a picture every time. No, I don't get far. I hear the da-da, and then,
and then you're like, oh, something is
She knows
wrong.
the sound.
I'm like,
You're
oh
like,
God,
something,
okay. I did
something
again.
is
So then I
not-
like,
I think I would just
gotta
drive
put
off. I would be
snaps.
too embarrassed.
I would be too embarrassed. I wouldn't even
embarrassed,
say
like,
nothing
no.
inside.
No,
I would
Snap's
just leave
gotta
it
see
as
it
it
first.
is, and I would leave.
No, Snap has to see it first. I take a picture every time and I post it.
My God, yeah, your
That's
Snapchats
crazy.
are. It
Unhinged.
notifies me every time you post a
Really?
Snapchat because I'm like, you're the only one I think I like to look at.
Because she's doing something.
It's
doing something.
always
It's
hilarious.
something.
Oh
You know?
my God, that I'm in
But-
tears, Mariah.
No, I'm screaming. Like, I'm gonna go home and tell my mom about that. Actually,
So
I
I
don't-
have the audio confession of me
I'm like
doing it.
Mariah's pulled off with the pump still in her car.
Oh
I
my
asked
God.
my
There's a
husband,
mechanism
I was
in
like,
place.
Babe, have you ever heard of anybody like driving off like
She
with
just
the
had to
pump
throw
still
the
in their car?
husband
And he's
thing in
like,
there when we're talking
no,
about
that
how
only happens in the
severely
movies.
single we are.
And I was like, no, actually, it happens in real life. Mariah did it. And then the second time that she did it, I was like, you will not believe this. Mariah did it again, and he's like, she needs to like do
Someone
the
needs-
self
she
help
needs
or
to be
something.
stopped.
Like she needs to not pump
There
her
needs
gas.
to be a pumping gas for dummies book.
Yeah.
I think she just has too much on her mind. She needs a Kimberly.
Yeah.
She needs.
No, I
Yeah, she
need an
needs an
assistant.
Yeah.
assistant.
Yeah,
I need
she
someone
does.
to pump my
Anyone
gas.
looking,
You
need an
know,
assistant.
Yes.
The
all the
modern
more-
orchid is looking.
All the more reasons to why she's trying to find a husband, because your husband, you
I
wouldn't
was gonna say,
pump
but
your
I'm not trying to
gas.
pitch myself too much here, okay?
My husband wouldn't let me drive anymore.
No, I know. I love
You
that.
wouldn't- yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Minus the last situation, I drove all the time. But like, I just want a man to be like, "Damn, you're a really bad driver. I'm gonna drive everywhere." And I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh no."
I was like, oh,
Mariah would
mom,
purposely
oh,
drive
I don't
worse
gotta
than she
drive no
already does,
more.
just
Like,
so that
I hate, and then
just
I
so that
also
she can be like, it's really bad. You gotta drive.
no,
Yeah.
I also hate though like dating, and then you're like going on
Dude,
a
the
date. And they're
dating
like,
stuff is so
"Oh, like, can you do directions?" And I'm like, "No,
no.
you're not gonna hit your turn, okay? Just
See, this is
put
me.
it on, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be in my own world."
When we're so like we live close to like
Right.
where we grew up, right?
Right,
So like
right.
and Anthony's from Kenosha, so like very he didn't know anything
Yeah.
like where we were going. And so I would be the worst. I'd be like, no, I'll direct you. And then I would forget.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like,
get on
You
your
would forget that you're the one being the direction
and then
giver.
now he's like, I'm
man.
just gonna put it in because
I
I know
know.
you're gonna
Yeah.
forget and you're not
Yeah.
gonna like continue. And I'm like,
I
oh,
think that's
shit.
also another thing about trying to be in the dating pool. We're going so far like off the.
We're not
you
even
know
in the
what?
business, but we can spin it. We
We
can
can
say,
spin it.
how does your
Yeah.
business
You know?
affect your relationship?
No facts, yeah. So we'll get into
How
that
does
after.
how
But
does that
I
affect
think
your relationship?
I think
yeah,
that
talk about your relationship, and then we'll talk about business.
I just think that it's like, especially trying to date like in the town that we all like, from being so close to the town that we grew up in. It's like we know the certain towns where it's like we're not gonna date nobody from that town. We're not even gonna entertain nobody from this town. And if we do entertain people from our town that we grew up in, we know everybody.
Oh,
we
no,
know
I would
like
not.
we know
I would not.
everyone we went to high school. I think it's the funniest thing on the planet whenever I see people on the dating apps that I went
God,
to
I
high
hate
school
it.
with, because I intentionally will swipe right just for like the plot of it
No,
all, to
I
see
hate
if
it.
they
I've-
swiped right on me too, to be like, were you swiping because you actually like liked me? Were you swiping because you saw and we had the same idea? I'll never know. But I think it's so funny. I think it's
I like
so
the
funny to
Wisconsin,
like to
far
do
away.
that. Not Wisconsin,
away.
far away.
Far away. My track
5
record is
miles from
Wisconsin.
here.
Oh God.
My track record is Wisconsin.
Which is maybe not the greatest.
It's
Okay.
not the greatest. You're not gonna find the greatest of men in Wisconsin.
I mean, I got
okay?
in Kenosha.
There you go. See,
You know,
I've-
that's the
it's, like,
far.
right
that's
over
the
the
border
border.
point. We need
Okay,
to go
but
like.
my husband was from Wisconsin,
But
too,
he
so,
lived in- but he-
maybe it is a little jackpot.
We need to like pleasant.
There you go.
Okay,
So you're saying I need to move to Wisconsin?
No, you just need to set your radar into Wisconsin.
Yeah.
A little over the border, not too deep
Yeah,
into
but,
Wisconsin,
like-
just like a little
But
over
it's
the border.
easy for y'all with the men in Wisconsin. There's a lot of crazy women who live in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
They do. It's
There's a lot of like hood,
I
wannabe
think
hood
they-
crazy girls like in Wisconsin. I've known you're not hood and you're not wannabe hood either.
no.
Stop
I
it.
hate it.
Stop
It's,
it.
You should
I
probably
have-
you should cut this. But for my sake, there's this guy that I like talk to on and off, whatever, not ready for a relationship. And he's like, he like hit me up the other day traveling, was sending me pictures, and he was like, you know, I miss you so much. The Milwaukee girls aren't like you. And I was like, oh my God.
I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. But, you know.
It's crazy out there. So I really am wondering what like the standard
No, they are
is
because, I mean, I'm not going to go into, I'll go into detail off the podcast episode, but I know multiple friends who we went to high school with who've gotten into some crazy situations due to Wisconsin girls.
So where would you go?
I would, if I wouldn't do like my home, like just in this general area, I would go to a different state. Completely like states away. That way it gives me a reason to like. Oh yeah, I'm on Facebook. Okay, are you?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't came across your profile.
I'm surprised you haven't. I got my profile sent to me the other day, and I was like,
what's your distance rating on there? Because I have like.
Well, the thing is, I don't know. I'm like soft dating. Like sometimes I'll like take a look. And then sometimes I'll remessage and I'm like, ew.
Can we talk about just like going on the dating apps to swipe just for the fun of it all? Like we have no intention on like. You just will swipe.
Alana used to swipe on mine.
I'll go swipe just because
my husband
like I'm bored.
Tinder.
You know. Aww.
I never did Tinder. I think I did like Bumblebee or what is that? Like
Bumble.
the first
Bumble, not Bubbly. That's
Bumble.
the great beverage.
I've been in a relationship for 9 years, so I never did Facebook. I never did Tinder. What was like the first one? What was like the original?
Tinder
was the original that started off.
And then Bumble.
And then Bumble came after. Now we have Hinge. Hinge came after that.
Plenty of Fish.
Oh, Plenty of Fish. Oh,
that
yeah.
was the one I was on. Plenty of Fish. How long ago was that? Well before Tinder, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was like the first one long before. Can we talk about the fact?
Yeah, I am the oldest here. Wow.
Can we talk about the fact that such like a business power move, first of all, to like to redrive this back into the entrepreneurial space, because we all can yap and go off the rails and
why we're here, my guy.
That's what I'm saying. And if no one keeps us on track, who's gonna? I mean, this episode is gonna go from like business to just our lives.
I know.
Which it's all, you know, it all relates to each other. Can we talk about?
Can you like cut it and be like, now we're talking relationships, and then we're talking.
You know what? That would
just be like 3 episodes out.
That would just be that would just be the glory and like the beauty of the episode. Where I'll just be like, you know what? We're just talking about everything. Come and yap. Come yap with entrepreneurs.
What was our back?
Oh, back to was like, can we talk about how much of a power move it was for? So the owner of Tinder was a female, and her husband had like, you know, bought like in like helped her like buy into the business to start the business and everything to grow it. And then I don't know what they went through, but they went through some stuff, and then he completely took the business from her.
Oh, I thought you were going to say is she on the app though? That would be iconic.
No, that would be iconic. For like we have to do
for user forever.
Testing purposes. You have to like test the algorithm to know how your app is working. Just have a blank profile. But no, he completely like took the business from her because like he was part like on the business. He completely wiped her off of the business. And then you want to know what she did? She went and she started Bumble.
That's crazy.
So the owner of Tinder was female, and she started Bumble, and that's why on Bumble the females have to interact and reach out first because of her, because her husband screwed her over
never knew that.
on the app that she started, which was Tinder, and that's why we have Bumble. So we love that. It's a power move, you know. I think that's just like such the coolest like story. Like she turned such a negative and was like, you know what? Like fuck you. Like I'm gonna
do it again.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go do it again.
And it's gonna be better.
And it's gonna be better because people don't like Tinder anymore. People use Bumble and Hinge because Tinder is mostly nowadays just for hookups. Like and people don't take it all that serious.
Plenty of fish.
You know? Plenty of fish. You're just gonna throw that out there.
I met him in like 2020. Yeah. So like right after it like shut down too.
That's crazy.
Like, I know.
Yeah, let's get into the whole fact of like how you're like being an entrepreneur affects like how that affects the dating life, the thought of wanting to date, and like the pool of people who you're going to not be picky about, but who you're gonna try to associate yourself with, you know?
I'll tap off what you said about like the Tinder and the Bumble thing because I feel that's probably my biggest hump in dating is like people are like, oh, it's just your business, whatever, and I'm like, no. She's gonna be here before you, and she's gonna be here after you. Yep. And I've had so many relationships where they want me to take time away from my business, and I remember
that's my life.
Yeah, I remember during COVID I was packing plants and I was shipping them across the country because obviously no one's getting married, no one's doing weddings, so I did plants, and my boyfriend at the time was like, oh, like you'll stay up till 3 a.m. and like pack flowers, but you won't watch a movie, and it's like no, I'm like doing it because I have to do it. Like, if I don't have to do it, I want to sleep. Like,
your business is a part of you.
It is.
And when they are with you, they have to be okay
with that part of you
Otherwise,
it's not going to work, you know?
That's right. I feel like me and Taylor are married, so I feel like, you know, I've been with my husband going on 9 years, and I started my business 3 years ago. And in the beginning, I feel like you're not to a point where you're having those work-life issues, or, relationship, work and life issues. But then when you get to a point where you are so busy that you're trying to stretch yourself between work life and relationship, sometimes it's like you become distant with your partner and you're trying to like find the time for each other again. And my husband obviously is not a business owner. So for him, like he felt a little abandoned. He felt like I wasn't making time for him. So trying to be able to, again, stretch yourself thin into all these different directions of giving your business 150% of you, giving your relationship 150% of you, giving, yourself 150% of you. And then I don't have kids. I have dogs, but I don't have kids. But then also if you do have kids or other,
being present,
other things,
is hard.
You're stretching yourself.
Yeah.
And if you are a business owner, more than likely you are becoming a business owner because you're a perfectionist. You do everything to the max. You're never a below average person. So you don't know how to like position yourself to be able to give everyone equal parts of you without emptying your glass.
So one thing I went to like a bunch of conferences when I started in real estate. And one of the things that this owner of the brokerage went through was like, he looks at his whole year and then the first thing he does is map out his time with his family.
Wow.
So if that's vacations, if like how I'm doing Sundays, if it's like otherwise they're going to get whatever you have left.
And which is not the greatest parts of you at all.
Not even going to be close.
No. It's nothing. It's you sitting on the couch sulking because your brain is in overload and you just are like, I need just time.
Yeah. So it's like he would look at his whole year and then there was intentional time so that they don't feel like they're...
Mariah just dropped her phone.
They don't feel
Typical.
They don't feel like they're getting the leftovers.
Yeah.
So.
I think the beauty for me growing in my entrepreneurial space and the space that I want to work in is the beauty of being able to. There's no wine left.
Pass
the wine. Oh, is there some over there? No, that's empty.
There's no more.
I know I should have got more than 2 bottles. I should have got 4. I wasn't sure how much everyone wanted to actually. Oh, thank God. Okay. You know what, Mariah? Don't get my hopes up just to tear me down. You're gonna feed into my reasons of why I don't want to talk to people and date. Okay. But I think for me being a photographer and being a videographer and a content creator and everything for my business is I have the beauty of having more time. Majority of my photo shoots will all get done in the morning. A majority of photo shoots are not going to get done like in the late evening. If it is, it's like a fluke and it may be like 1. I can go travel and I can lock in retainer clients to where it's like it's retainer money coming in every single month where it's like I may not have to book myself as much, Oh my gosh, top
I'm
me
okay. Is this the wine
off,
that I brought the other day?
Okay. Top us all off. You gotta get tailored.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, yeah,
We're good.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You gotta get some for yourself. There you go.
The sweetness, I'm like at this point I'm like, give me like Sauvignon Blanc.
No,
like, I always feel pretentious.
I was thinking of getting a Sauvignon Blanc.
I might have a white. You want some white?
No, I'm totally good.
I was going to, but I wasn't sure what you guys wanted to drink. You just said sweet, and I was like,
I'm
okay, cool.
Sweet.
But I think that's for me. Like that's the reason why, outside of me just not wanting to work for someone else, that's the beauty in. I think the vision. You have to know like what you're doing it for, and I know that that's my priority is wanting to travel the world with my mom and like take my sisters like on trips and go on trips with my friends. And the good thing is like everything is content. So it's like if I'm going on like when we do go on our trip to Aspen, because it's gonna happen, I'm going to find a way to take one day to either make some content of the Airbnb where we're staying at so I could post about that, and then you never know what could come from that. And then it's like that's business, that's work.
Then looking for the next opportunity.
Exactly, you're looking for the next opportunity, and then guess what? I can write off that whole entire trip on my taxes because I was working and like I made it a beneficiary like for me to like for my business. So it's like that whole thing is like everything is content, and then I also feel like you just have to know what your why is. And I know my why to want to work for myself is to have more time to do things that I want to do, which is like for me, if the photo shoot is not worth it, because not every good opportunity is an opportunity to take, no matter how much the dollar amount is. If I know that I am like overbooked, and like I pray that I like get to that point where I'm even just like overbooked where I have to deny a photo shoot, like I will 100% like deny a photo shoot to go spend time with my family.
See, I'm a people pleaser, and I don't know how to say no.
I will 100% be like, you know what, but good thing about having other photographers that I will trust is like in the area is like I'll put them on. I'm like, I can't be there, but my like assistant photographer can be there to get the shoot done, and I'll give some business to one of my other friends who are growing and doing their own thing too.
I'm a giver. So I just want to give to everybody. I want to make everyone happy. I want everyone else
and
to
that
like
is how
live their
I
best
am
day.
too. But if you are watering everyone's cup and no one is pouring back into you,
it's learning.
You know, like
it's easier said.
It is easier, and that's
easier.
where I'm at in my life like right now, where it's like, you know what, I have filled everyone's cup overflow, and like no one has filled my cup back up to the extent that I filled their cup.
That's right.
And it's like, no, I'm good.
See, I made that decision of like trying to phase out doing Sundays. And as soon as I made that decision, I literally, like that week, Sunday came around, and it was a
great blend.
It was that Sunday, I showed a house, and it was such a great, they got it accepted out of multiple offers. I showed it at 9 a.m. and I was like, I was like, okay, just one. And I'm like, it's so interesting that like normally
it's like an addiction.
Yeah,
it's the dopamine in your brain of like
addiction.
the just one.
It's the chase.
It's the thrill. It's the
like,
chase
oh my
of like,
gosh,
yeah,
I could just do that, just one,
right?
And then one becomes into two, and then two becomes into a whole nother.
It's kind of like at some point, it's like when does like enough become enough?
It's prioritizing yourself.
It is because then you'll get locked in the space of just keep doing and doing and doing, and then you're the only one who's suffering.
I will say though, like you have to like love what you do. And I feel like as a business owner, if you don't love what you do, it shows to your clients, right? Like if you know those people that you meet in life where they're just chasing the next dollar, right? They're just like the people who are like, oh, I'm just gonna do this and I'm gonna do it because I know that I can make money doing it.
See, that's literally
real
estate.
It is. That is like why the real estate world is so swampland right now.
Yes.
And I definitely feel like as a business owner, we talk about like authenticity, and we talk about like being yourself and wanting your clients to hire you because it's you, right? And it's like you then have. You're competing against, and I hate using the word competition because I am in no competition of anyone other than myself, right? I'm only competing against myself to be the best version of myself and build my business to the best position of itself. But you are competing against people who are just chasing the next dollar. And those people are not giving the same effort that you are.
You have to love it enough that you'll do it even if you're not getting paid.
That's right.
Because
you have to love it in the lowest parts of it.
You do. You have to love it before you even chase the dollar, you know?
Absolutely.
You know, because if you're not, then you're not doing it for the right purposes.
The money comes when you're true and authentic.
Exactly. And if you're not true and authentic, people will know, because you want to know what? The people who chase after just the dollar amount and chase after the opportunity are people who don't know pricing, who have outlandish pricing and they oversell and then they under deliver because they're like, that's good, that's all right, you know.
This is why there's like a statistic with realtors that like I would say like 90% of the realtors that get started don't make it past 2 years.
Yeah, because they do it because like, oh my God, I can make so much money doing real estate.
It's so quick money.
It is.
And it's like you don't know what goes into this.
No, and you don't know what goes into it to maintain, to keep it as well, especially with real estate. The ups and the downs, the dry seasons when no one's buying a house, when the market's not great.
Yeah.
I could only imagine,
that you
have
to do, like printing posters
right.
and like doing
going
all those
door
things.
to door.
Yep.
My dad, when he was growing his first HVAC business for a solid year, went door to door knocking on people's doors and leaving the little hangers on people's door to grow his business. He like did that every single day. He would come home he was working at Northern Air System, and then he would come home after work and go to everyone's door in all the different neighborhoods around our area and would leave the hangers and stuff on people's door to grow his business. So that way, when he started it, he had clientele and everything. That's what you have to do.
I think they even say like when you start a business, you don't even make profit for like the first, like if you are even like doing a good job, there is no chance that you're really going to make any profit in your business until like at least year 2 or 3, usually year 5, depending on the industry that you're in. And the reason for that is because like like for me, I pay to be a part of wedding shows.
Yeah.
I pay to be in a magazine. I pay to like have a website and everything, right? And all these little expenses add up. So like you're not actually really making anything, right? You don't actually make anything until you've established yourself. And that doesn't happen overnight. It's years and years of blood, sweat, and literal tears.
Well, that's like with my story. It's like I bought my first camera in 2020. All because I wanted to start a YouTube channel, because I was like, you know what? It's the pandemic. I've always wanted to like start a YouTube channel and everything. I have all this time. Let me go buy a camera. I bought a Canon Rebel T7. And it had no. I know you're a big Canon girl.
I love it.
I am a Sony guy. You know,
I would love to try Sony.
It's amazing. I have Sony. You could try my A7 III like whenever you want, because I'm eventually would love to be in a place to upgrade and get like the new Sony 5, the new A7 V that just came out. Or the A4, but I bought a Canon Rebel T7 and I filmed my first like episode for my YouTube channel. Realized I had no autofocus on that camera and my whole entire video was blurry and you couldn't see a single thing. And I was like, well, I've already made the investment. I'm not going to return this thing, and I have the backdrops and everything. Might as well start taking pictures, because I've always taken photos with my iPhone and everything. So like I was already like a photographer to a certain extent, but just never had my first camera. And I started doing free shoots of all my friends in my house, like my parents' house, like in my basement, because that's where my room was at. And I would go to my parents' workshop and set up the backdrop there if I needed some space. And I would do shoots like every single week. And my parents would just like are your friends like paying you? And I'm like, no, because like I'm gaining the experience I need, so that way when I need to approach someone to be paid, I'm comfortable and confident and know that I can give you what you're paying me for. I did my first wedding during the pandemic, and it was for an athlete who was on the Bears.
Wow. That's amazing.
And guess how much I charged them for that whole entire wedding package?
Not enough.
Nowhere near enough.
What did you charge?
And the bride, like me and the bride were friends, and that's how I got the opportunity, because she wanted to give me the opportunity so I can get the experience, and she gave me full free range to use the photos for my own personal marketing purposes and everything, because she just wanted to see me just like succeed, you know?
Yeah.
And the price that I had charged her, she looked at me and she said, you know, we have like the money to pay you, right? And I was like, I know, but like I've never shot a wedding before. I don't even know what to charge you. I don't want to charge you a decent amount and then under deliver because I'm nervous and I've never shot a wedding before. Guess how much? I'm gonna let y'all take a guess.
$250.
Yeah, exactly on the nail. I charged her $250, and she ended up paying me $300 just to like add a little extra in there. But $300 for a wedding that was at that was downtown in Chicago during the pandemic. I showed up to like the hotel to get some pre-photos at the hotel, but guess what? I still use those photos to this day to market for weddings. Like they're on my website. I will show you. I'll show you that. But I still use these photos.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that.
And she also, that's what made me fall in love with Sony, because I had a Canon Rebel T7. I wasn't confident that my camera was going to be able to get the job done. She had a brand new Sony A7. Like,
oh my God, she used her camera and
she let me. She was like, because I told her, like, oh my God, the Sony camera is amazing. And she was like, do you want to use it? And I was like, would that even be like you're paying me? And she's like, you want to buy this camera, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, so use it, get the experience, and like that way.
Like you didn't know the settings, or like something was wrong.
I didn't even shoot in manual. I shot in auto.
Yeah, no.
Because I didn't even know how to do I just now learned this year how to shoot in manual.
Yeah, no, I always
but I shot in auto. I used her camera. Like, God bless her. Like, she's amazing. I still keep up with her. She lives in Texas. She's absolutely amazing. But she let me use her camera, and that's when I fell in love with Sony. And that's when, after that wedding, it was like maybe like 7 months later, I sold my camera and I bought a Sony A7 III. And I have had that same camera since like 2022.
It's truly your whole business will be grown on the people that support you.
Yeah, she supported me from day one because she believed in me and wanted to give a young photographer the experience that she knew it would catapult, that I could use later on down the line to promote myself as a photographer,
Yeah,
so,
I think that people will drive your force 100%. It's not about what you know to
Exactly.
And opportunities will present themselves. And again, going back to like when you lead genuinely, like when you want things so genuinely and you lead with that, people like know that and they see the authenticity.
I think it's just all about the honesty. You just got to be honest with people and let people know like where you're at, so you're not overselling and under delivering.
Absolutely.
So
I also feel like showing up for other businesses,
Yeah.
people then show up for you.
Yeah,
you know? Like I
exactly.
feel like if you're a business that just sticks to yourself and is like, I don't need other people, I'm doing great by myself.
you're gonna
I
tank
feel like,
so fast.
why would you want to be on your
Keeps her
own
at
little
her.
island, right? But I feel like businesses that are constantly showing up for other businesses, liking other, like as simple as liking a post. If anyone is reading this or hearing this, like other people's posts, like share it. It takes 2 seconds. It's absolutely free. And it means so much to small businesses. That simple like goes so far. And other businesses doing that for other people, whether they're in the same industry or not, it goes so far.
Well, just the fact that you, before we started the podcast, we like followed each other, and you're like, I feel like I was following you. Yeah, because Mariah interacts with my stuff, and then it shows up on your page, and it's like
Showing up for other people.
Yeah, it's like just
Showing
that,
up for other people.
all that. Yeah, definitely goes far.
I love connecting people. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, like, you know, I feel like that's a part of it all, you know, and I love like just where I'm at. I love like,
You should be so proud.
you know,
You've come so far.
I am. I'm very proud, and I'm starting to feel that now, because for the longest time I never have. You know, I've always, especially when I moved back home, I felt like a huge failure. I felt like I didn't make the right decision, but I did make the right decision. I felt like it just was not. You know, I feel like things just weren't working out. I feel like I was going through my head of all the what ifs. Like, what if I did decide to stay? What if I didn't? You know, this probably wouldn't have happened. What if I did decide to maybe go through the struggle and not have no money and could barely pay my bills? But like I call it like thugging it out and stuff like that. You know, like just gotta thug it out a little bit in life. But
You
like,
gotta be okay with where you are.
exactly. And I think like
You don't have to stay there.
Exactly.
But you have to be okay
you
with
know,
where you are at this time.
And it's like all the great things coming ahead are just, it's so exciting, and I feel like I'm in the greatest place right now to be able to fully start my business and actually be consistent with it. That's another thing, consistency. I feel like for the longest time I've always painted myself as this entrepreneur, but I haven't been consistent enough, like showing up for myself enough.
What does consistency look like?
I like, you know, not only doing things for a certain period of time, and then when you go through the lows, letting the lows stop you.
Yeah.
Because I've gone through a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and during the downs, I like stop everything. You know, because it's like you just don't have enough in you. You don't see a way out, like in the very beginning of when you're going through mental issues and self-worth like issues and life issues, and you just stop believing, you know, and especially when you don't have a whole lot of people who are in your corner like cheering you on, especially in those like dark moments, to be like, hey, like, no, come on, like get up, you know, like
Ownership is lonely.
you know, it is. It's a very lonely road.
You're in a community and you feel like a part of something, but at the same time,
you feel like no one.
You're alone.
It's not on her. You feel like no one You feel like no one understands you. Like for me, it's like I love all my friends back in Florida, but a lot of these things I couldn't talk to them about to get pure advice back from, because in the nicest way possible, it's like none of them are chasing the same dream I'm chasing.
Exactly.
So it's like, you're not going to understand, and I'm not going to put that on you for you to try and give me advice that I'm not going to receive in the way that I need to, and then feel like I can't come to you for things. It's like you can't go to everybody for everything. And I feel like, when you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to chase after a dream, you have to go to other people, like everyone who's around this table who's chasing after something. Even though we're all chasing very different things, the internal motive is still the same.
There's core values in everything.
The core values is all we can relate. We can relate to like the down times. I don't know a lick about selling a house, but I know what it's like to photograph and create content for a house and how important that is. And if you mess up an angle, that could very well be thousands of dollars of a sale that's down the drain if everything's not perfect, you know, or the lighting. Like if you mess up the lighting,
the fan is on, that could look like crap. That's what I'm saying.
If you mess up the lighting and like in everything, you can't. There's a lot of things in the post production you can't fix. Yeah. You can't fix overexposure. You can fix underexposure to a certain extent, but like it has to be like perfect, you know?
I just want to let you know, I look at my business like where I get my clients from every year.
Yeah.
My biggest connection, I guess, that I get clients from is people that we went to high school with.
Which is fantastic.
So I just want to let you know that you moving back here is not a failure. Like majority of those people have moved, went to college somewhere else,
and came back.
And they came back here because they did their thing. They got out, but
they're
then
different people.
It's all different. But like, it's not like oh, like this is what I was supposed to do kind of thing. Like it's not a failure. Like I know that's
some of your biggest cheerleaders are going to be back here.
Yeah.
No, and I'm like so realizing that like, okay, I say this all the time, and like, and this is gonna be, I'm gonna say it to the dawn of time, that me and Mariah hated each other in high school, sworn enemies. Like walking down the hallway, she would make like a snarky look at me, and I would just like make a look right back, like hated to her core. Like and I tell her that me and Amber, we're like best friends. Like we haven't hung out like that consistent like post like high school and stuff, because life, gone in different tracks. But like she came to visit me when I was living in Florida and everything, and it was great. And I got to get her and one of my other friends like into the park and stuff like that, and we had such a great time. But I literally tell people all the time, like if me and Amber were not friends, me and Mariah would like never like have been cordial in any room together at all. That was the only saving grace that kept us like nice to each other, because Amber would be like, Mariah, like, and I would be like,
I didn't know either of you, but we all went to school together.
That's what I'm saying. And then when she told me about you, and she's like, she went to our high school, I was like, there's no way. There's no, wait, did you graduate with us?
I'm a year older. So like I'm 2015. Yeah.
That's crazy. So
I know.
Do you know Jonathan Madrid?
Yeah.
That's my sister's boyfriend, my younger sister's boyfriend.
Really?
They have a kid together and everything. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. Once again, graduating class, I'm like, I know him. How did I never see you when I was at that graduation?
I know. I was all into volleyball, and that's all I cared about. Yeah. And that was pretty much it. But yeah, I feel like afterwards, like the relationships that I have, like I'm going to a baby shower from somebody that I met in.
Hold on, let me finish with Ryan. But now like we're the best of friends.
And
I think it's like there's nothing she couldn't like come to me for, and like and I call her to yap like all throughout the week just to like pick her brain on things and just to, like see how she's doing, and I don't know when the shift happened. I think it was me. I think I may have been the one to like.
Well, I think, okay, so I think everything is ebb and flow, and I think that like you could be friends with people and you can like fall out and you can interconnect.
Yeah.
When we reconnected was when you were doing drones and
because I came to do like, it was your aunt, right?
Yeah, it was my son's dad's aunt.
Yeah, and I did drone photography for a property. That was the first time we had ever reconnected, because she was like, hey, I know you do drones. Like,
because like I feel like in high school you're so mature, and then like later in life you like really align with like
I was so immature in high school. Oh
yeah,
my
you were, and that's why we were not friends.
Damn.
You're not the only safe one in this situation. Let's not act like you were not like the spawn of Satan in high school.
I am. It's okay. I am. Cheers to that.
Oh my gosh.
I just mask it more now.
I'm just so proud of everybody at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
because I would have never thought that this was the table I would ever be sitting at.
No, that's right.
I look back and I'm like, especially when I'm helping people, like, and all of that, it's like, oh my God, like your whole life is starting, and I'm so proud of us. And look at you go.
Yeah. It's like go.
Like look at you. That's why I'm like, I feel like don't ever feel like you failed. Yeah. Like you're here for a reason. Yeah. For real. So I just want to let you know that.
It's great.
You did not fail. We're excited for your reband. Guys, it is 10:02, and I still have a whole website to finish building out. So
we can end it whenever y'all want to end it, because I'll keep yapping.
Until next time.
This was a great episode.
No, I'm finishing this website. You're gonna get a text. I'm working so hard on it.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in my business a little bit, and I want it to grow, and I want, maybe if it's a more limited time, because I do have to manage a 9 to 5 until I magically meet my husband at Home Depot.
Oh my God. Why Home Depot of all places?
Because I want a blue collar man.
I want a blue collar man.
I want to have an idea, and I want to be like, I need this built, and I want it to magically be built. I don't know how.
You can't just find a man who owns like a carpentry company.
I mean, you got some people last for the house.
I think the generation of Home Depot workers that is out there these days, you're not gonna find that at Home Depot. They're gonna be like, can you find that on TikTok to build? Like
until then, I will keep staying up until 3 in the morning every day, chasing my dream, waking up at 6, knowing that like I achieved something and it's for the greater good. Because you'll fall in and out of love with what you do.
You will. I like to end off each episode with all of us going around and just giving a little bit of advice to go forward and everything. So I'll let y'all start, and then I can.
Can we record each part?
Yeah.
You
go
first,
ahead.
and then we're gonna flip it.
So I like to end off the episodes with giving a little advice to people, and at least just to sum up what we talked about. So we talked about relationships. We talked about having the confidence to keep going in things. We talked about failure, not failure. We talked about a whole lot of things when it comes to like growing a business. But I think if you have something that keeps you up at night, it's worth fighting for. I think no matter if anyone supports you, people are going to support you. It's only crazy until it happens. Then you're going to have people come out the woodworks acting like they were there the whole entire time. But that's nor here or there. But if you have something that keeps you up at night, it's worth fighting for it. So that's all I got. Go after it, you know?
Me?
Okay.
Me?
Gotta go counter.
Okay. I would say you can't do it alone. I know that's like a hard, like as somebody that likes to have control. That's hard. But I think that the more you like include others in your business, you know, and support their business, you'll go farther. Let go of some of the things, you know, with having other people help you. Yeah. That's like the biggest thing I think I've learned in the last year or so is it's okay to ask for help.
Yes, it is. And then let me get this side so we can get all the good angles. And go ahead.
I would say don't be afraid of failure. Failure allows growth. And that the only thing that you should be afraid of with failure is being stuck. So not exceeding forward. Everyone fails. We just got to learn from our failures and grow forward.
And to final off, Mariah.
Okay, the final. Well, tomorrow I'll be posting the 5 years that I've learned in my business. I think truly what I've learned the most, and, you know, I think it's very apparent sitting at this table, is that, you know, it's truly about the connections that you make, and it's truly about the people that you support and that you know, follow through life. And it's really ebb and flow. You know, you'll be friends with people, you won't be friends with people. You're not going to agree with everyone on everything, and that's okay. It's okay to not agree, and it's okay to have like low moments, but to be able to come back and, you know, admit to failure, don't admit, you know, but just to be able to understand that you can come back and it's about the people that'll support you. I haven't been advertising in the last 5 years, and I'm all referrals. I would say I'm referrals by my friends that know me, social media. You know, I'll go into a post on Facebook and like 5 other people have already tagged my business before I can even speak for myself. And I think it's really important, and people don't value what people say about you when you leave the room. And I think that's so important. And I know people that, you know, when they walk out of the room, it's not positive. And I hopefully can confidently say, besides me being a bitch sometimes, that when I walk out of the room, people speak highly of me. And I would say that it's really important to make sure that that's how you're leading yourself and your business is genuinely and authentically, because if not, then you're just doing it wrong and you shouldn't be doing it. Go work for someone else. Go do something else.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm triggered.
But it's like, it's the truth, though. Go somebody else. Like,
that's all I got.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys, for coming on this episode. It's been long overdue, and this will be uploaded to my Spotify account. You guys can go follow it. And
I'll be at 3 a.m. texting
No,
what
facts, exactly. This episode will get uploaded tonight. The night is still young. It's not even 11.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
The night is still, it's like 10 o'clock. And then you can follow up with all podcast updates on my Instagram account called I Am Christopher Charles, and I will tag everyone else's Instagram accounts below too, so you can support female entrepreneurs and local business.
Amen.
And to more episodes to come. This is definitely not the one and only episode. Please, we have to get on a schedule where we consistently record.
You know,
this is only scratching the surface, and I just want to say thank you all. I definitely needed this a lot today. It's been a whirlwind of emotions, and this is just the greatest way to finish off the day. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, we are outside. It hasn't rained. We are sitting by a campfire. We had some wine. This is everything. And the whole entire summer long, we're going to have to record out here on days when we know it's not going to rain.
No, we are.
Absolutely. The
Porch Podcast.
Yes, the Porch Podcast. Porch Talk. Porch Talk. You heard it here first, guys. Porch Talk.
I love that.
That's all. We are sending off, guys. See you guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.